Hello and welcome to episode number 7 of the Handstand course. This episode is going to be covering 5 of the things that I wish I knew when I started hand balancing. That would have made a huge difference. Let's get into it. Number 1, never ever train through wrist pain or any joint pain whatsoever. You will only make it worse. You have to wait until you're 100% recovered before resuming training. If not, you risk entering a vicious cycle of re-injuring and only making matters worse and taking longer to recover. Another thing I learned along the way is that the better the technique and your alignment, the less strain you will put on the wrists. So refine your technique. We covered this in episode 4 of the course. Less pain, more gain. Number 2, the power of short 20-minute sessions. You don't need to overdo this. You don't need 60-minute blocks to train handstands. Handstand is a skill. You want to get as frequent exposure as possible, so it would be much better to train 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week, than training twice a week for 60 minutes. Repetition is the mother of skill. The more we ingrain it, the better we will become at it. Another big key factor of why frequent exposure is king for skill training is that perfect practice makes perfect. When we learn a skill, we want to be as fresh as possible and exposed to it as much as possible. So by training small sessions, we will get the highest quality possible in the session before form deteriorates, and we will make the most amount of progress. So summing up, we need 3 key factors to make great progress in skills, and that is frequent practice, high quality execution, and a lot of repetition. So another big benefit of frequent sessions is that we maximize our chances of success. If I have 6 sessions a week and one of them is bad, then I have still 5 good sessions. While if I have 2 sessions a week of 60 minutes and one of them is bad, I have only 1 session left, which is supposed to make me progress. But in the other case, I have 5 sessions where I'm making good progress between each other. Last benefit of short sessions is that they are so much easier to squeeze into your schedule. We're all busy, we're all doing stuff. Blocking 60 minutes is many times too much. While taking 20 minutes out of your day, anybody can do, let's be honest. Third thing is that even though you think you're pushing hard enough with your shoulders, you probably aren't. You need to feel in a locked, strong position. You want the shoulders to be packed and stable. You don't want them all wobbly. Shoulders are the base of balance. The shoulders become your hips. You want them to be very strong and stable in order to hold your whole body upside down. You can find more information about this back in episode number 2 of the Handstand course. I want you to think with the future in mind. Form is king. So progress into improving the form of your handstand. Just because you're upside down doesn't mean you're in the most efficient and smartest position. Working on your line is a very slow process, and it's pretty much a never-ending journey. You can always improve the line even more. Move from a mindset of increasing times to a mindset of increasing the quality of your holds. Focus on the subtlety of your handstands. How stable are you? How minuscule are the tweaks you have to make in order to keep yourself upside down? Do you have to do big jerky movements? Or can you do them very subtly that it looks like you're just floating there? Keep that in mind and increase the quality of your handstand, and you will open many doors for new skills, new movements, like new shapes, one-arm handstands, and various presses. All this brings us to the 4th thing, which is to learn it properly from the beginning. Although some people can learn handstand by simply doing it over and over, the quality of the handstand will be usually pretty garbage, and you will most likely need to go back and refine your technique before moving on to more advanced movements, or even increasing your hold times. And the worst part about not focusing on quality from the beginning is that once you decide to clean up your handstand and your form, you'll have a much harder time doing it, as you will have to go through the whole process again. As I previously have said, it takes 350 repetitions of a new exercise to ingrain a motor program, while it takes 3,500 or up to 5,000 repetitions of perfect form of corrective exercises in order to re-ingrain that pattern with proper form. Invest the time to learn it properly from the beginning, and in the long term you will win. Number 5, guys, this one is huge, and that is to film yourself. Film every single set, especially in the beginning of the session, because many times the proprioception is off and you might think you're performing the exercise correctly, but you're not. So by filming, we can assess every single set and check our form and correct it for the next one. Nothing worse than doing something wrong and not being corrected, so you think you're doing it properly, but you're actually not. If you don't have hands-on-hands coaching with someone that is there correcting your every single set and giving you those minute corrections, you have to film and be your own coach. Short term, it's going to suck, but as you train your eye, you're slowly going to become more and more experienced in assessing your form and improving it from one set to the next. Hope you found this useful. Please let me know in the comment section below what are a few things that you wish you knew in the beginning of your handstand journey. And if you want a completely free guide that will teach you everything you need to know in order to go from no handstand to a 60-second freestanding handstand, take a look at the 0 to 60 handstand course. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. And I will see you in the next episode. Peace!